running in a group. She had a high-speed motor in a 40 Ford coupe. She had a racing cam and a supercharged. Look at Buddy, hot rod at large. She's a hot rod. She's a hot rod. She's my hot rod.
Well, the government put a contract out. They want a stealth vehicle, a driving vehicle.
Oh, really?
And General Motors is working on a stealth, kind of like a pickup truck.
Oh, wow.
And part of the stealthness of it, it's going to be electric.
Okay, I had heard that they were working on an electric Colorado or Canyons type vehicle, that midsize, but I didn't know they were going to make it stealth. Now that's cool.
Yeah, and it's going to have a hydrogen generator on it, self-contained, so it's going to make its own electricity.
Oh wow! So I could take my stealth pickup truck and drive over to Freddy's, and she who will be obeyed will never find me.
Exactly. And it's got the hydrogen generator is going to put up enough power so you can even plug into it. You can use power off of it. You know, it can generate electricity for more than just that it needs.
God, you know what I'm afraid though, John? I'm afraid to ask what they're going to charge the government per vehicle.
Well,
oh my God.
Well, they're going to work on it for a couple more years, and then they're going to give it to General Motors or give it to the military for their testing.
Oh, yeah, they're going to give it to the military, all right. Woo-hoo.
It's 7 foot tall and 7 foot wide.
Wow, how cool!
And yeah, you know, you talk about like the military prices. You know, one time I saw on Stossel did it like what was the truth on things in the government, and they wanted to find out like a hammer was $350 hammer, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And they said, how do they get away with it? And he looked it up into the law. It has to be voted on by Congress and everything. But in the law that they passed, they didn't call it a hammer. They called the technical name for it is a multi-directional impact generator. So, you know, you call it a hammer and you think, hey, 350 be say a multi-directional impact generator. Well, it might be worth 350.
I'm definitely afraid of what they're going to call this stealth car. That's going to cost zillions. That's not going to be trillions. That's going to be zillions, John.
Oh, all right, well, that's why I put you on the trail of that so you can find out some more information for us.
You got it, buddy. Even if I got to join the Army, I'm going to find that truck. Thanks for calling,
boy.
Buddy. You're the man. Oh, my God. That truck's going to cost a bazillion. Minimum of a bazillion. I would think, anyway. You know, well, they always do. They always charge the government a lot more. The military spends it with their best buddies, you know. Let's go to the car phone before we go any further here and see what Mike's got to say. Hello, Mike.
Hi, George.
How you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing fine, buddy. How are you?
Hey, if I felt any better, I'd be sick.
You what?
My wife has got a 4 HHR, as she calls it, her hot rod.
Okay.
She drove home yesterday and said it wouldn't shift all the way through the gears. I talked to my son, and it says there's some kind of tube in the transmission that goes bad.
Yep, they
have
anything? Yes, they do. They have an internal tube in the trans that goes bad. They also have a problem with their shift relays or whatever that are in the trans. Their modulators, relays, whatever you want to call them. You get that to a qualified service center, and most of them know about it. There's a couple of transmission shops. You give me a call at the shop Monday. I'll tell you which one you want. I prefer you go see because they'll be straight with you. And they don't have to I shouldn't have to overhaul that whole trans for this. This is just a shifting problem, Mike. They should be able to fix this.
Okay. It's glad to hear that much of it.
I mean, she doesn't have like 200,000 miles on this thing, does she?
No. Hell no.
No, well, then she's fine. You don't have to overhaul the whole trans then.
Yeah. She babysits the best she can.
Oh, I understand. And you know what? If she gets it into a qualified service center, even a dealer, but you got to be careful, of course, in the dealers, because they like to sell. But the qualified service center can tell you exactly what you need to do. Give me a call at the shop on Monday, 895-9520. Ask for George or Ronnie, and we'll tell you. We'll give you a place to take it to where they can give you an honest opinion.
Okay. Thanks a lot. I'll talk to you Monday. Have a good weekend.
You too, buddy. Have a great one. See you Monday. Yeah, the Transits and the HHRs have had their moments, and of course they're not recalled, but and that's sad. Sometimes if it's bad enough, when you have a problem that is specific to one vehicle, you have enough recall, or you have enough people that have problems, they form a class action lawsuit. This is what happened with the coolant and back in the late 90s, early 2000s with the red coolant that caused all the problems in GM and different things, the intake manifolds on Fords. But it's not a safety issue, so they're not forced to recall it. All it is obnoxious, and well, it's also a wallet drain. It can empty your wallet for you.
Hey, Big George, how you doing, my
What's
friend?
happening, Mike? I had a mic earlier. I thought it was you.
Oh, hey, man, I heard the gentleman. Hey, man, how about them Cubs, man?
Oh, you know what? I love them.
You know.
It's been 60. Well, I'm 65. It's been about 60 years that I've been waiting.
You and me both. My only complaint, Big George, you and I remember Jack Breckhouse, right?
Absolutely.
It seems like everything's about Harry Carey, and Debo did make a good point. Those of us who remember the 69 Cubs, I hear a lot of people talking about 2003,
Yeah.
84.
Yeah.
I'm talking 69, bro.
Oh, yeah, me too. That was my first heartbreak.
Exactly. So, we understand heartbreak, my friend.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? Old House Brick, he was my man. And Vince Lloyd on the radio.
Exactly. Boudreaux, exactly.
Yeah, Lou Boudreaux, he was a buddy of mine. I actually knew him.
No, did you? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Milo Hamilton.
Yeah.
But, hey, Big George, that Avanti gentleman, I don't know if you remember, there was a gentleman that used to work at WJOB, a younger guy. I think he had some affiliation with them.
Oh, really?
Played hockey. I can't remember the gentleman's name.
I don't either, but man, it sounds
But anyways,
right.
if that's the same, the limousine outfit, is it?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay.
He used to work for the Avanti, the Studebaker in Fort Wayne or South Bend. He worked for Studebaker.
Oh, okay.
That's why we call him Avanti John.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you, Big George.
I think he looks like an Avanti. He's got an antenna on his shoulder and stuff.
Hey, Big George, you were speaking a little bit about the recall, but it's not a recall. Isn't it funny how these manufacturers they don't label it a recall? It's a special policy now.
Oh yeah,
Even though it's a recall, you and I would label it a recall.
Oh yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I just sent because it's not safety related. They only recall what they're forced to.
Mm-hmm.
The government makes them. The customer service, or they call them customer satisfaction campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sent a guy to the dealer the other day with one.
Mm-hmm.
He came in and he complained about a problem, and I said, you know what? That sounds so damn familiar.
Mm-hmm.
I got in my computer, and sure enough, there was a campaign on that,
Right.
and it was for.
Mm-hmm.
It was for this particular problem. And I said, you got to get over to the dealer. And I showed him which dealer to go to. Sure enough, they took care of it.
Right.
But if he doesn't go in and complain, he'd end up being somewhere and he'd pay for it.
And the thing is, George, you know how they scare you not to go in? You call up, you'll say, I received this letter for special policy, blah, blah, blah. I think I'm having the problem with your special policy. You know what they'll tell you? Well, we have to diagnose it first.
Oh, yeah.
And if the diagnosis comes back incorrect about what you're talking about, you may have to pay for the diagnosis. So wait a minute. You're sending me a letter for something that's possibly wrong. I'm bringing you in my vehicle that you specifically state there's a problem with.
Exactly.
But if I'm incorrect, now you're going to charge me $90.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me, right, George?
No, not 90, 140.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm just throwing a figure out there.
What they do though, it's incredible. They send you this letter. It describes to a T what your car is doing.
Right.
You call the dealer and tell him that, and he goes, "Well, we got to diagnose it."
Exactly. Case in point, I told you about my niece, water pump.
Yeah.
Guarantee it, 10 years, 100,000 miles. If you see, don't bring it in until you see leaks. She sees leaks on the garage floor. Explained it to the service manager. Service manager still stated what I just stated to you. We have to diagnose it. If we do not come to your same conclusion, you're going to be charged. Wait a minute. Antifreeze on the garage floor, brand new car, what you stated in the letter. Now you're talking about, it's ridiculous, George.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
One way or the other, Mike, they're going to get you.
They're going to get you. Have a good
You
day,
too,
my
buddy.
friend.
Have a
Go
great
Cubs.
weekend, pal. Go Cubs. Oh, yeah, Mikey's my man.